This is chapter 5. We're going to talk about fraction today. Ali and his friends were hungry, so they bought one pizza. They wanted to divide this pizza between them. They are four friends, so we will divide the pizza into four equal parts, as we learned it before how to divide it into four equal parts. And every one of them will take one piece of the four. Ali took one piece of the four. Now he have one out of four pieces. So we have one whole pizza. We divide it into four equal pieces. He took one piece out of four. We can also represent it in another form. It looked like this. In the upper part on this form here, we will put the pieces that Ali had. So how many pieces that Ali has, we're going to put it in the upper side here. Ali has only one piece, so I'm going to write here 1. And here, down here, we're going to put the total number of pieces that pizza divided into. Pizza divided into 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm going to write here 4. This is another form that is called fraction. Fraction is a part of whole. Okay? Fraction represents the parts of whole. I have a whole pizza here. I divide it into 4 pieces and I took one piece of it. Divided the whole into pieces, this is called fraction. So the fraction is dividing the whole things into pieces. This is called the fraction. So I took one piece out of this 4, so I can represent it like this. I put in the upper side here the pieces that Ali has, and here I put the total number of pieces that the pizza divided into. If I have a star like this one, and I divided this star into 2 pieces, 2 parts. Okay, so this part I took from here, I can represent it like this. As we know, I'm going to write in the upper side here the parts that I have. I took only one part of the star. I divided one whole star into 2 parts and I took one part out of 2. So I will put here 1. And I have here how many pieces that I divided the whole star into. I divided the star into 1, 2 pieces. So I put down here the total number of pieces, it's 2. Now you have to know that the numbers that written in the up is called nominator, and the number that's written down here is called denominator. So the upper side, the upper number is called nominator, and the number that's down here is called denominator. Okay? First thing we have here a half. What is a half? Half is when you divide an object into 2 equal parts. Each part is called a half. So if I have a heart like this, and I divided this heart into 2 parts, and I took only one part and I color it, this part is called half. How I'm going to draw or represent it, I colored only one part of 2, so it looked like this. And don't forget that the upper number is called nominator and the lower number down here is called denominator. So this is called half, and this only 1 out of 2. So if you divide an object into 2 equal parts, each part is called half. Okay, so how I write half? It's HALF, half. Okay, this is how you represent it in fraction. And a third. A third is when we divide an object into 3 equal parts. Each part is a third. If I have a triangle like this, and I divided this triangle into 3 parts, the one part I took from these 3 parts is called a third. How I represent it in fraction, I put in the upper number here is 1 and down here is 3. And don't forget that the upper number is called nominator and the lower number down is called denominator. And how I write third, it's THIRD. 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 Third is a fraction written like this. A fourth, when we divide an object into 4 equal parts, each part is a quarter. Remember, you can say fourth or quarter, it is the same. So if I have a rectangle like this and I divided this rectangle into 4 equal parts and I took one part out of this fourth, so it means that if I want to represent it in fraction, I have 1 out of 4 pieces, so I can write 1 in the upper and 4 in the lower or down here. And don't forget the upper number is called nominator. The lower number here is called denominator. Now how I write fourth, it's FOURTH. 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 It's fourth written like this in fraction or quarter. 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 Now let's solve some examples on this. Color the half of each shape. So I have this into 2 parts and I will take only one part of them to take the half. So I color only one part. And I here, and this heart, it's divided into 2 parts. If I want to color half of it, so I color only one part. So I color one part. Look here, divided into 2 parts, and I want to color half of it, so I color one part out of 2. And this butterfly too, I will color only one part out of 2. Look at this face, it's divided into 2 parts, so I will color one part out of 2. And look here in this shape, it divided into 2 parts, so I will color one part out of 2. And here too, divided into 2 parts, and I want to color only half of it, so I color 1 out of 2. Look at this star, divided into 2 parts, and I want to color half of it, so I color only 1 out of 2. In this shape too, divided into 2 equal parts, so I will color one part out of 2. And look here at this apple, divided into 2 equal parts, so I color 1 out of 2 to take the half. Don't forget, half mean I'm color only 1 out of 2. One part out of 2 is called half. One part out of 2 is called half. One part out of 2 is called half. 1 part out of 2 is called half. 1 part out of 2 it's called half. Don't forget to write down here half, H-A-L-F, half, H-A-L-F, half, H-A-L-F, half, and so on. So I'm going to color this here. This is called half. Color the third of each shape. Third of each shape means I want to color only one part out of the three. So I will color only one part here of the three parts. So this is the third. Look here, I want to divide this into three parts, already divided. And I will color only one part out of this three to find the third. So I will color this part. This is a circle divided into three parts, and I will color one part out of the three parts. So I will color this part to find the third. I want to color the third of this one, so I color one part only out of three. I want to color the third of this one, so I color one out of three. Third means one out of three. So third mean 1 out of 3, so I color only 1 out of 3. I have here 3 stars and I want to color the third of them, so I color 1 out of 3. And I have here 3 parts and I want to color third of them, so I color 1 out of 3. 1, 2, 3, and I want to color the third, so I color 1 out of 3. Here the same 1 out of 3, and here the same 1 out of 3. The third mean 1 out of 3, so I will color one part only from the 3. And here too I will color only one part of the 3. And here I want to color the third, so I will color 1 out of 3. So remember how to write third. It's T-H-I-R-D. Third. T-H-I-R-D. Third. T-H-I-R-D. Third. And this is how to write it. And we're going to color this one here. Color the fourth of each shape. Fourth or the quarter of each shape mean I'm going to color one part out of the 4 parts here. So I want to color only one part here, and so on in the circle that divided into 4 parts, I'm going to color one part here. And here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and I want to find the fourth or the quarter mean I'm going to color only 1 out of 4. And here too I want to find the fourth and color it, or the quarter, so I'm going to color 1 out of 4. The shape 2 divided into 4 parts, so I'm going to color 1 out of 4. Here I have 4 parts, so I'm going to color 1 out of 4. Here I have 4 parts, so I'm going to color 1 out of 4. Here I have 4 parts, so I'm going to color 1 out of 4, and so on. You have 4 parts, color only 1 out of 4 to find your fourth. Fourth, we're going to write it here, F-O-U-R-T-H, fourth. F-O-U-R-T-H, fourth. F-O-U-R-T-H, fourth. Or we can say quarter, or you can say quarter. Quarter, Q-U-A-R-T-E-R. Quarter, Q-U-A-R-T-E-R. Quarter, Q-U-A-R-T-E-R. Quarter. Write the fraction according to the colored board. Look here, I have a circle that's divided into 1, 2, 3, 4 parts. and there is one part of them that's colored. So I want to write the fraction according to the colored part. Mm. What should I write here? I know that I have a whole circle divided into four parts, and I took one of them, so this is called quarter. Quarter is 1/4. Here I have two parts, and I colored one of them, so I took 1/2. This is called half. Here I have three parts, and I colored one of them, so 1/3, so it's the third, so I write here third. I have here two equal parts, and I colored one of them, so it's 1/2, so it's half. But some of you would say, you have here a line, it's not 2, it's 3. No, but look here, you have this part look exactly like this part. Remember, in fraction, the two parts must look exactly the same. They have to be equal. Look at this part and this part, they are not equal. So I will ignore this line and look at all this part and all this part. So this and this look exactly the same. So I have here a whole rhombus divided into two parts equal, and one of them is colored, so I have 1/2, so it's half. Look at this triangle, it divided into three parts. They look exactly the same. And I took one out of the three, so it's a third. I have here four parts, and one of them is colored, so 1/4, it's a quarter. And this is the end of our lesson today. Bye.